so you can hear the words straight from my mouth. I have sat down with the McNair family, and I have asked them for my release, and we have mutually agreed to part ways at this time. The way that you guys have treated me, besides draft night, I mean, you guys booed me on draft night, but every day after that, you treated me like family, and I truly feel like you're my family. Since that day, I have tried to do everything in my power to work and earn your respect and try and make you proud on and off the field. It is always tough to move on, and I just want you guys to know that I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate the McNair family for giving me, drafting me and giving me my first opportunity in the NFL. Thank you, Houston. I love you.
That was an unbelievable run in Houston for J.J. Watt, and it's unfortunately marred by the absolute mayhem that is befalling that organization right now at the hands of Jack Easterby. I've never in my life seen like a poor man's Joel Osteen character just kind of take a franchise that wasn't ever here, but it was here, and just seemingly play how to lose your fan base in 40 days the way he has done over the last few months. And that is muddying the waters a bit on what JJ accomplished there, because I understand for Texans fans, you're like, you've got to be kidding me. JJ Watt lived through Matt Schaub, who was fine, and then Brock Osweiler, Tom Savage, Brandon Whedon, Ryan Mallett, TJ Yates. There's guys I'm forgetting, all the way to finally get to Deshaun Watson. And because of the way the organization from Bill O'Brien to then Jack Easterby was run, despite having Deshaun Watson, that's when JJ says it's time for me to go because we are drawing dead to win a Super Bowl. It's a shame. And I understand some folks are going to say, well, Deshaun asks out, they won't trade him. JJ asks out, they immediately release him. It's not quite as simple as that. JJ had a $17.5 million cap hit. He's not a $17.5 million player anymore. Could they have gotten some trade compensation for him? Probably, assuming he was willing to redo his deal, because there's no guaranteed money left on it anyway. But them releasing him rather than trading him to his preferred destination for a conditional sixth isn't the story today. What should be the story today, though, and I feel like this is forgotten, and this is something I got a front row seat to, because I got to Houston in 2012, and I left before the 2016 season started. So I saw JJ play 2012, 13, 14, 15 in person. And that 4-year run is as good as any 4-year run any defensive player has ever had. Keep in mind, he was playing not 4-3 defensive end, 3-4 defensive end. So most of the time, he was taking on a double team. Yet, despite that, he led all the NFL in sacks by a massive margin. Led the entire NFL in quarterback hits by almost a factor of 2. Led the entire NFL in tackles for loss by almost a factor of 2, and led all defensive linemen in pass deflections by almost a factor of 2. He was almost twice as good as the next best guy. Leave that up for a moment. I'm going to do some math on the fly. Sacks plus tackles for loss plus pass deflections. 69 plus 1. So we're at 229 negative plays, either via pass deflection, tackle in the backfield, on the quarterback, or on the running back. 229 over a 4-year stretch. That's, what's that, 4 a game? It's impossible production from a position that, aside from Reggie White, had never seen production like that. That alone, if he retired after 2015, and since 2015, he's only had one truly great season. He had a 16-sack season since then, but injuries have changed who he is. But that alone is Hall of Fame caliber. The way folks right now talk about Aaron Donald is what J.J. Watt was, and I would argue Watt's 4-year run is actually better than the 4-year run Donald is on right now. He is the second greatest 3-4 defensive end ever, maybe third. Reggie White, Bruce Smith, depending on how you want to call them, and J.J. Watt. And that run was as good as any defensive player at any position has ever had over 4 years. Where's he going to go? Well, betting odds say either with his brothers in Pittsburgh or back in Green Bay in Wisconsin, where he went to college. I would say those betting odds are probably right. Here's Alex Curry with the news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Well, Tom Brady's offseason recovery has officially begun. He is set to have a minor knee surgery, which Bruce Arians described as a cleanup, but another report believes it's more serious than that. Ben Volin of the Boston Globe tweeted that Brady needs more than just a cleanup, saying, when it comes out, all it does is build his legend even greater. Now, I'm going to say his performance in the parade built his legend even greater for me, but this isn't a surprise. Just because almost every player towards the end of the season is dealing with some sort of injury and playing through an injury, like Patrick Mahomes playing with the turf toe and then getting his surgery 2-3 days after the Super Bowl. But I am curious to see how long he has been playing with this injury and if it is more serious. If anyone can play through it and has the mental and physical ability to do it, it's Tom Brady. I mean, just remember, he just won his 7th Super Bowl. That's more than any NFL franchise, and he did it in his first year with the Bucs and at the age of 43. So am I shocked? No, but I am curious to hear, how long he's been playing with this, Nick.
Well, the surprising part is Brady has been a guy, aside from week 1, 2008, when Bernard Pollard hit him low, he's never missed any time due to injury, and he's not a guy that is banged up a lot. Nicks and bruises like all NFL guys, but he's not banged up a lot. I will say this. It is not surprising that the report that says it's actually worse than you think and it's going to add to his legend. You said it came from Boston, right?
Yeah.
The Boston Globe? Oh, okay. So maybe a Brady-friendly story. I'm just saying, I wonder where they got that info. But that makes sense. And you're right. He looked fine on the boat.
Yeah.
With the trophy toss.
He had a knee brace on.
Re-aggravate it when he was stumbling off the boat after drunkenly. But aside from that, he looked really, really good out.
But how relatable was Tom? That was like the most relatable we've ever seen Tom Brady. Him actually kind of open up and not be that button-up Tom that we've seen throughout his whole career. It was pretty cool.
That's right. No. It was a great look for him at the parade. Aside from the fact he can't handle his liquor. Aside from that. What else we got?
Who doesn't drink? All right, well, Baker Mayfield took a big step up in his 3rd NFL season, leading the Browns to their first playoff victory in 26 years. He is eligible for a contract extension, and he reportedly could get a huge payday. One NFL writer predicts that Cleveland will make Baker one of the highest paid players in the league this offseason. Now, I will say Baker did an incredible job this year, and you have to consider the fact that in 3 years, he has had 4 different head coaches, and especially this year, getting the Browns to their first playoff appearance in 18 years and beating the Steelers back-to-back to get their first playoff victory in 26 years. And they did that without their head coach and not being able to practice the whole week leading up due to COVID. So Baker is always, I think, trying to prove the haters wrong, and I've been a Baker fan from the start. I've wanted to see him succeed, and he kind of finally got that recognition this year. Should he be the highest paid quarterback, highest player in the league? Probably not, but if he can get it, go get your money. Go get it.
Well, listen, I'd be happy for Baker. And you and I are similar. We both have been Baker fans. Colin obviously is a very prominent Baker skeptic and has
he goes
been.
On and off.
Here is the thing, and we're going to talk more about this later. There's 3 quarterbacks from Baker's draft class that are going to be up for massive extensions. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. I think all of those, and I love Baker. I think all those teams should try to learn the lesson from the Rams and the Eagles when they paid Goff and Wentz before they had to and instantly regretted it. I'm not saying that is how the Ravens, Browns, or Bills would feel, but there is no rule that says you have to pay a quarterback after 3 years. That is just something teams have started doing. So we can spend more time on this. I'd be more comfortable. I know people are going to get mad. I'd be more comfortable paying Baker than Josh Allen. But
Whoa.
I don't know that I'd be in a rush to pay either. So we can discuss this more later. If he gets his money, I'll be happy for him because I like the guy personally.
Same.
But I might pump the brakes on paying any of those guys just yet, Alex.
Okay, interesting. Well, moving on.